So, anyway, okay. So news. I'm on Twitter for news. First and foremost, there's a big if you go to forexfactory.com, there's a big news event that's happening with the US dollar, FOMC, so the economic projections and stuff. What this is basically going to say is like what interest rates they're going to tell what the interest rates are and if they're raising or lowering. The thing here is, guys, is that the US government is deciding to put trillions of dollars into the market to print more money, to bail out all these banks. There's over 190 banks that are rumored to be insolvent, meaning they don't have the money they say that they do. Canada's crashing, their banking system is crashing. So this is one of two things are going to happen. A, people are going to try to do a bank run and not be able to access their money whatsoever. Going to try to get their money out, try to Venmo it or send it somewhere, and they're just not going to be able to because the banks don't even digitally have it. Or B, now it's insured up to 250,000, so we'll say that's what it's insured at. But what's going to happen is the insurance they have, it's not money that's all in existence at the moment. So they're going to have to print new money to be able to insure it. So, there's many people though with more than the $250,000 in accounts. And so all the people who don't have the 250,000 insured, if you're able to access your money over that, even if it's under the 250,000 level, either way, they're going to inflate our money like crazy. And right now they say it's about 8%, 8 to 10%, meaning if you don't get at least an 8 to 10% return on your money right now, yearly, you are losing money due to inflation. Their projections I see are expected to rise up to even 15 to 20% per year that you got to get a return on your investment of your accounts if your money's sitting in US dollars, or the value is going down, you're losing money. So if you're in a retirement account, a Roth IRA, anything like that, those are, if you're lucky, going to help your money to break even, but they're definitely not going to grow your account, even though they're paying you 8%. Every dollar you have is worth less and less with every moment. So then comes the question, where do we put our money? Now, I know you guys on here, you all know I talk about Bitcoin a lot, so I don't need to go into depth. But the thing is, you want to secure your money in things that are solid, that are secure, and that will either hold or increase in their value. And we want to say by hold their value, not US dollar value, because that's going to be inflated like crazy. So to me, Bitcoin commodities like gold and silver are good. I just think Bitcoin is even better because it's non-inflationary. Real estate is also good. And also realizing that with the inflation, just prices of everything are going to continue to go up. So that's the first thing. First piece of news is it's now time. It's near panic time. We're going to see a lot more panic in the coming months to a year. And to me, with all this money being printed, I'm really stoked because it's going to funnel into crypto. So other news, the White House, Joe Biden administration in the US, released an article yesterday talking about how Bitcoin, just putting all proof of work and basically saying proof of work coins, which is Bitcoin, are bad, and that we need to all adopt the digital currency they're coming out with in July. There's this whole PDF, and which is great because no one really reads PDFs anymore, right? Not too many people anyway. So no one's really going to see it. But the thing is, what I've noticed is with the government, they call the bottom really, really powerfully, very consistently. We can look back for a beautiful example of the US dollar versus the Russian ruble. And last year, when Russia invaded Ukraine, where this arrow is, no, not this arrow, right here, we looked at it. It was like right here. Joe Biden posted a tweet that said, we've successfully crashed the Russian the Russian economy. So this is the value of the ruble. It went down. It was almost at its lowest. So Biden was like, thanks to everyone who did sanctions, we've crashed the Russian economy. Powerful. And that happened to be the exact bottom, the time that you would have wanted to buy. So what I'm seeing is the same thing happening with the with crypto right now. Is Joe Biden, the Biden administration, the White House came out and said, hey, crypto has no value. Officially yesterday said this. Basically has no value. And what will provide you good value is to switch to the government currency that's the government digital currency that's coming out in July. Ooh, so to me, that marks the absolute probably bottom and time to buy heavily with crypto. There's some crazy predictions out there that people have said Bitcoin to $1 million in 90 days. I don't think that's going to happen. $1 million within 15 years. I do think that that's going to happen. But definitely not in 90 days. But it's basically the infinite money printer has been turned on. So if you already own Bitcoin, great, you're in a good spot. I wouldn't buy more at the moment. I would, Javier says, I read PDFs. Yeah, I do too. But I guess I don't read government PDFs. So anyways, so back to, when it comes to investment or trading, I'm going to invest into stuff that has not pumped yet. So Rune is one of my biggest focuses right now, and Solana. Solana's been pumping. I predicted it would go up to $30 within a month or so, and it's well on its way. So hopefully you guys are in that trade. That would be from where I was saying that at be at least a 50% return, which is pretty good. Now that's short term. Long term, I think easily $300 plus. You can see this trade here. I'm like, all right, it's going to go to 600. I base that off of Fibonacci. Very possible. But let's be conservative here. So Rune is at $1.50. I believe this will go to $60 plus. I do believe that is conservative. I actually believe it'll go to $150 plus, potentially within this next bull market. And it hit 20. But I'm going to be conservative once again, based off of Fibonacci's. I'm looking at the level of 60, and I'll probably start selling some of my stuff around like $30. Definitely around 20 when we hit the high, but we're going to experience new all-time highs. So most of the selling that I do, I'm going to keep you guys posted, of course, on everything I'm doing. Those of you that are showing up to the calls and in the mentorship, you'll always know what I'm doing, especially with crypto, because the way crypto works, the way I trade crypto, the way I trade in general is if crypto's moving up, I'm focused on that and not forex. If crypto's going down or sideways, I'm focused on forex. Because you can make a lot of money in crypto in a really short time when it's moving, but then it's like 2 to 3 years of setup though, and so we've been going now in this bear market for a couple of years, and says my internet's unstable, but am I coming through okay, everyone? You guys can hear me good? Okay, good, very good. So okay, I'm going off. Let me come back to the news. So news today, there's going to be basically the Fed announcing if they're going to start adding money or start, lower interest rates. To me, what this means in crypto, but in a few other things, I think crypto, if they come out with 0% raise on the interest rate, or even a negative interest rate, then things are going to fly immediately. And if they don't, if they decide to go a higher interest rate, then I think Bitcoin and stuff will probably dip. We're not going to know till it looks like 2 p.m. It's going to be 2 p.m. what? I think Eastern. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so if they raise the interest rate, I think Bitcoin and others, gold, will probably dip for a short time to then pump higher. So let's look at levels here. Let me go to the daily. Of course, we can talk about the news, but it's the price action that really shows us what's going to happen. Always. So, okay. Bitcoin, we got our next level right here at 30K. We have that level because of previous highs. We can actually see that right now we're at a line, but I'm going to draw it as a box to make it even better, because it's a couple areas, right? Support and resistance is never an exact, right? Always a range. See rectangle. So you can see I'm looking at this wick bottom here, this wick bottom here, and this wick bottom here, and that's kind of creating a little bit above. It's creating my box. Bing. So this is my area. I expect it to dip anywhere, or to potentially, this is the next level. So to stop or slow down here. And then the level I have after that is right above where we experienced support in the past. So let's just see how much money the US decides to print and how fast. But they're already talking about 2 trillion. But 2 trillion is not really 2 trillion because 2 trillion then sent to the banks, and then they're able to leverage that. So it could be up to, 14 to 20x of what that actually is. It's crazy, huh? So you got all this money that's just going to flood into the market. So, okay, yeah. These are my 2 levels. So first with Bitcoin, expect most crypto to follow. It's, this is why I'm not buying right now. I wouldn't buy more at this moment because we could dip. If you're a long-term investor, of course, always have some. If you don't own any Bitcoin, make sure you get some because this could fly at any moment. But as a trader, or you're looking to enter, this isn't the level you want to get in. It could come up, but I would expect some kind of retest. To me, the first level we see is 25K. 25K is a really strong level of support now because it was resistance twice and support before. So I would totally anticipate that if we come down, that's going to be a first level I look at for a retest. And anything lower than 25K, and then I'm looking at like 21,000. However, if we blast off and we go up to this next level, which is 33 to 35K, then we might see support right at 30. But I think it's going to pump to 40 pretty fast in a month or so. What broker should I use for crypto? Use Bybit. Let me pull up a link for you really quick. Because I like it, it's a referral thing. So they give me credits and stuff, which is nice. But Bybit's the best. You're gonna, of course, want to use a VPN. Always use a VPN. And make sure in your VPN, when you create the account, say you're in Mexico or Guatemala, something like that. Because if you're from the US, they're not gonna let you have access to it. So
yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
then I figured it out.
The VPN is the way. Even now where I'm at here, I still try to use a VPN just for privacy. I just posted my referral link in the chat so you guys can check it out. But Bybit they've been going for a while. I've been trading on and off with them for like 4 years, and they haven't been hacked. Nothing's happened with them. They're really secure. But just remember, when you're trading, don't put all your crypto in there. Just do a smaller amount. And if you're Bybit is where you're trading, like watching the trades. For me, I'm always swing trading. So like, for instance, I have a Rune trade that's open, that I opened over a month ago. And so like I'm maybe looking at it every day or every other day, but I'm not like actively, changing the trades. Sometimes I add to the position, move the stop loss a bit, move it up. I never move the stop loss down. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing there. You can also buy spot on Bybit, meaning you have tons of crypto you can buy and then withdraw. If you buy some cryptocurrencies that way, you're gonna want to withdraw, and put it to Exodus. Yeah. You have some in Coinbase, yeah. So if you can just withdraw, get a Exodus wallet or Thor wallet. I'm really liking, like, I use Exodus, it's great. I really like Thor wallet because the fees are a lot. They have the swap internally. You can send Bitcoin from Coinbase or whatever. You can swap to almost any other currency, like all the major ones. I mean, the fees are super low because it's decentralized. Whereas in Exodus, if you want to swap, the fees are really high. So Thor wallet is what it's called. So yeah, anyways, it's been pumping. I believe that Solana and Rune are really about to blast off. Like, we're pre-stages. So if you're not in buys here, I think you want to make a good crypto trade. I think this is the best risk to reward at the moment. Realizing things could definitely dump. We'll see what the news says, but if they dump, it's not going to be for long. We've entered the crypto bull run. Look at what XRP did yesterday, guys. XRP, the one that I talk about, this is the bank coin. So it pumped, and I think that's a precursor to what other things that are going to happen, that are going to pump as well. Solana here, Rune. And the thing is as we're in crypto, we see other coins pumping. One thing that I used to do is I used to try to chase the pumps. I'm like, dang it, my coins haven't pumped yet. I need to move it to something else. But just patience will make this happen. Okay. So if you're in a good project with crypto, if they're adding lots of value, they're building, it will pump. It will pump a lot. Just stay patient. Don't move your money around. Just choose something, stick to it. So anyway, very good, very good. Daily close on Rune is good. You can see this resistance level where it really looks like we're about to pop it. We're about to break it. And I think once we break that, we'll start flying a little bit, slowly but surely. But I think this is going to happen any moment, today, next week. I don't care. For me, time is nothing to me. So, okay, other news, really powerful is wait, we want to go to Whale Watcher. If you guys aren't paying attention to my Instagram, if you are, then you'll know some of this might be a repeat from what I posted to Instagram or talked about. This is an awesome crypto news, crypto and finance channel. So I went live and I literally said, hey, you're going to see all these major countries start to eliminate the dollar from their balance sheets. I say that in live, and I said a bunch of other stuff out as well. I definitely would check it out. It's a 40-minute live stream. Went over a lot of great stuff. But literally 10 minutes after I said that would happen, this comes out. Russia is now going to use the Chinese yuan instead of US dollars to settle trade with Asia, Africa, and Latin America. What the frick do you know? So people are starting to withdraw. They're like that. This is now going to weaken the dollar even more. So, that's more news. Just like really, really makes me excited about cryptocurrency, mostly with Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin fear and greed index is pretty high. Let's check this out. That's something that I didn't notice. This might be something else to look at as the sentiment gets higher. So we're now in a bit of greed. So it looks like we could go higher, but this website, Fear and Greed Index, it analyzes tweets on and Twitter and a bunch of other things. And so we can see that the all-time low when we were in fear was at 33, which is around here in the red. That was March 11th was the last time. And on March 11th, the price of Bitcoin, January, February, March 11th was at the absolute bottom at 20K, the last bottom. So, and then let's look at also what it was in December 2022, because that was the other bottom. I don't know if we can, let's go 1 year. Boom. Okay, and if we go back to December, we were even lower. We were at 28. So the fear and greed index is pretty powerful. So the fact that it's up pretty high also says that we could use a dip. And let's look at though max. Let's look at all-time highs. So up at 90. So 28th of December 2020. Let's look at that. I don't look at the fear and greed index too much because the chart patterns say so much of what we really need. But December of 2020, interesting. It was at an all-time high, but we also just started. So let's see what it was in April 2021, which was the high. June, July, August, or April. April, it was up there as well. So it can get up to like 90 or so. So we're in a good spot. Could go higher, but yeah, the lower it is, the better. So to me, there's probably got to be some kind of big dip that's going to happen at some point. They call it capitulation, where it moves down really strong, really fast. And it's a precursor to a strong bull run. Let me show you some examples. Right here, you can see there's a pumped up pretty good, and then it dumped almost the whole movement up. This was in July 2020. It went from 9,000 up to 12,000, and then tanked back down to 9,000, So we saw this happen. Quick intro. You guys can see this. Hold on, let me show you this puppy we found. He has no name.
Is
because
that the dog that you were asking if anybody wanted a Guatemala street puppy?
exactly.
Just take him as your own.
No way,
Your
dude.
little Bitcoiner.
No freaking way.
If we buy land in the next month, then we'll do it. But
Yeah.
probably not.
Otherwise, just look at how cute he is, so you fall in love and you want to adopt him.
He's gonna be like part wolf, bro. Keep him.
He really looks like a German Shepherd.
He does look like
Yeah, he does.
It has no tail.
Yeah.
It's like a little nub.
He can't even barely walk. He like falls over and it's like so clumsy. But anyway. Yeah, so we're gonna try to take him back to the US. We have some friends that would take him, but we'll see if they let us. Anyway, okay. Saying a lot. Yeah, so just pay attention. So I'm loving crypto, but you know, it's also the more people get there, everyone's like, oh, crypto's going up, it's making money. It's the better time to sell. So just paying attention to that. But also the numbers don't lie. Let me do quick math for you guys because I haven't done this in a while. So just for you guys here that watch the recording or that are watching live, just want to show you why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. So there is right now it's $1.2 trillion market cap in cryptocurrency. The all-time high is about 3 trillion. 2.9 trillion, yeah, 3 trillion. So first and foremost, it's got to triple from here just to go back to the all-time high that it was. So that's a really strong, powerful sign, which that is saying, you know, that's without counting the inflation that's coming. So there is, I fully believe, once again, that everything will be on crypto and even stocks, all of it will be traded on blockchain one day. So I believe ownership of real estate, cars, yachts, everything will be on crypto because that's the most secure way to do it, is to put it on blockchain. So if we think about that, the value of all things, it's about $1.4 quadrillion when you talk about real estate, stocks, money, all of that. 1.4 quadrillion, 1,400 trillion. And crypto has only gotten to 3. So I firmly believe that it'll get up to, you know, 100 up to even 500 trillion. But that, by the way, when I say 1.4 quadrillion, that's not counting all the inflation that's coming. So that's going to inflate and probably is already inflated to even way higher. It could be 2, 3, 4 quadrillion. I don't know. But just at what it's been rated at in the last few years, if Bitcoin just, I mean, not Bitcoin alone, but if crypto just got 10% of that, that would be a 100x, more than 100x from here of the entire crypto market. Do you see what I'm saying? That puts Bitcoin at $2 million. Or I'm sorry, yeah, $2 million. No, sorry, it's true.
Wow.
At just 10% market cap of all the money in the world. And so that's saying that crypto as a whole gets to 140 trillion. So it'd be 140x. Ooh, not counting inflation. So 2 million. So me saying Bitcoin $1 million within 50 years, you see, is probably lowballing. Like Bitcoin easily could get 10, 20, 30, 50 million in time. This is not going to be overnight. This isn't this bull run. But I just want you guys to know like the scope at what we're looking at, what we're dealing with, and how early we are. And so feels really good. So anyway, could dip, but in the long run, you know, that's why it's, if you're investing and you're looking long term, if you want to maximize your experience in crypto financially, then you're going to want to look long term. Like, look, I'm talking 10 years, 20 years down the road and see. But definitely over the next year and a half, this is a powerful time to really hop in. Also, this is a big, powerful shout out to price action. Because if you remember, I literally call this, this is a powerful, this is the weekly chart on Bitcoin. And you can see that last 2 weeks ago, the weekly candle was a strong hammer, which I teach all the time as a reversal sign. Teach that in forex and everything else. Also a bounce off of, ow, puppy's biting my toes.
I think it's a low one.
Yeah, it could be. But he's so who knows? We'll see how big he gets.
No clue how big it is.
Yeah, we won't see how big he gets. Someone else will. But anyway, price action is king, though. You know, like we can eat. Like, this is, we predicted this. Like any one of you guys who've been in my mentorship or in the course or all that, you could have looked at this Bitcoin weekly chart and said the exact same thing I said. I'm not like, I'm smart, but I'm not that smart. Like, come on. It's just this is an obvious sign. So we saw that retest and look what has happened. And on top of that, the last time we had a weekly candle like this, let's look back. Like this candle, let's measure it. This is in Bitcoin again. From the bottom to the top was a 26% in a week candle. 26% in a week. I don't know the last time we've had something like that. But after being down really, really far, let's look at this one. Boom. Okay, that happened in 2019. That was just the beginning of the pump that we end up seeing. So beginning of 2019. And then from there, from that 26% high in 2019. So we just did this 26% in a week candle. And then last time we did that, we went sideways a little bit, but we ended up pumping a whole other 160% after that 26% increase in 2019. So let's move forward. Let's see the last time it happened here. This would be in 2020. Measuring this one. This one's only 14%. Here, what about this candle here? This was in 2020 in October, right before the pump. Okay, that was like a 15% candle. So we haven't seen anything that strong and big in a while, except for when we really started pumping. And I'm saying I have to move down. Like the last time maybe we saw that, it's 15%. What about this one? Bing. Okay, this is a good one. Here we go. This one's about 24, 25%. And that was when in 2020, we went from about 19,000 to 23,000. It's kind of around the same, the move that we just made, a little bit more, higher now. So we haven't seen something like that. And the last time we saw it, it ended up going crazy high. So then once again, let's measure this. Remember, after that 26% increase in 1 week, in 2019, it ended up going another 160%. Here in 2020, when it did that, it went, guess what? Another 170%. So we could imagine that at minimum, we're going to see at least another 150 to 170% over, who knows, that time period. We're talking this over the course of a few months. So same idea here. But if we match the pattern and we go just another 160% before we dip, that puts Bitcoin up around 75,000 from here. Okay, so just kind of looking at history, you can see patterns repeat, and I can go back even further in history, and we can find other times that it did that. So, but anyway, you see the point. So prepare for dips; it will come, but I think it's going to happen fast. And I say over the next year and a half, also knowing it could happen over the next 3 to 4 months, and paying attention to, okay, Bitcoin pumped, it could dump, things could come down, they could go sideways for a little while before, but definitely watching for those coins that haven't pumped yet. And just look how beautiful Rune looks. Look at this weekly chart. We had a bottom here, 2022, came up, we retested, we made a new higher low, and we've just kind of been chilling at this level. We are below the moving average, so that doesn't look the best on Rune. But if you go to Solana was a beautiful hammer retest of the moving average. We then had a bit of an engulfing candle, and we're lagging, but I mean, this chart, this looks so juicy to me. Like, so good. We can also draw a little trend line to see we're lagging a bit, but it's about ready to break out. Only a matter of time. So, yep. Anyway, any questions on crypto right now?
Brother, real quick. So I want to move I have a bunch of money in a trading account on FEMX, and I want to go to a KYC. I've been looking at CoinX. You told me about CoinX. Difference between CoinX and Bybit would be.
Okay, yeah. So CoinX focuses a forex broker. You can trade stuff there, but that's where you're gonna trade on MetaTrader, which is mostly forex platform. Bybit is only crypto.
Got you. And I just need my my VPN on that, right?
Yeah, and both CoinX and Bybit are non-KYC. You can't make an account as a US citizen in Bybit, so just choose a country that doesn't require it. Guatemala is good, right? Mexico, but yeah, use a VPN. Make sure you match your VPN for at least the sign up. Your VPN matches the country you say that you're from when you sign up. And yeah, and they do pretty good limits. Like without KYC, I think they allow you to withdraw up to 2 Bitcoin per day. So which is good. It's not that much.
So
I mean, it's good. It's a good
yeah,
amount. So
yeah, I used to use BitMEX, and then they put stop to everything real quick. So
yeah, same as well. And yeah, they put the hammer down.
yeah.
Definitely, yeah. So Bybit is a good one, and for leverage trading, because they have derivatives, you know, they have the leverage. So and they're consistent. They're showing up. Like for me, the way I buy it is I take my whole crypto portfolio, and I have like 2 to 3% of my whole portfolio is in leverage trading in Bybit. So it's a smaller percent, but I'm trading with like 10x leverage on that. So it ends up, the amount that I'm trading with is around maybe 15 to 20% of my
Mhm.
whole portfolio. So I do that because it's awesome to catch larger moves without using much money. But at the same time, I'm only risking 2 to 3% of my portfolio. So same thing here is, I use tight stop losses, and like my liquidation, and if you guys are familiar with leverage trading in crypto, they'll show you your liquidation price when you're using leverage. For instance, my liquidation price on Rune is like 35 cents. So I'm still being really conservative with it. Even though I have it set at 10x leverage, I'm maybe only using like 2x right now, 2 or 3. So yeah, just waiting. And then once things really start to move, we start to break out a little more, I'm gonna turn the leverage up. And it's rad because I've experienced where, like I told you guys, only have 2 to 3% of my crypto portfolio in leverage trading. From this 2 to 3%, I have had many times where it ends up being 20, 30, 40, 50% of my entire portfolio. It grows to that much, and it grows quicker. But also, just as much as you can make a lot, you can also lose a lot. So the only reason I'm really confident about the higher leverage right now is because, once again, look at these freaking coins, where they've been versus where they're at. Like I can turn up high leverage, and still, even if it goes to, like, Solana here is at $22, like I'm good. My liquidation price on Solana is literally like $3. And if I need to, I can add some more. I definitely won't get liquid. I have my stop loss is way higher than my liquidation price, to be honest. But anyways, what I'm getting at though is I'm patient with it, and it's like put 2-3 grand into one coin, and you can buy 20-30 grand worth of whatever you're buying conservatively, and don't go all in right away. Wait till it breaks out a bit. But you can do a whole lot. Imagine, like I said, that's what my whole crypto portfolio. I literally imbibe it. I put in like maybe 5 grand, $6,000. Yeah, and it's fluctuated. I don't know the exact value. I haven't looked in a little bit, like a few days, but yeah. Anyway, it's a whole tangent. And here's what I would do very powerfully, very powerful, I should say, to set this as a habit. As your account increases and you're able to keep moving your stop loss into profit, you're taking profit as a smart trader will. You're finding these levels of right resistance where the price will go to. I'm expecting easily, probably it looks like a $38-40 Solana probably within the next 2 months. So when it gets there, probably dip along the way. As a trader, I'm going to take profit. And so if it gets up to that price, that trade will make me 10 to 15 grand. And so what I would do is then take out like at least half of that profit, 7,500, which covers more or about the same, a little more than my initial investment. And now I'm trading, I have money in there that is profit. So now I'm looking to make profit off of profit. And then I same thing, as we get to higher levels, take profit. So what I like to do in crypto is during the beginning of the bull run, I like to funnel those profits into other coins that have not pumped yet. So it's the more famous coins that are going to pump first. Look at Bitcoin's been number one, Ethereum, right? These are the most famous coins. XRP, another famous one, right? And so then as these coins go up, people make money, right? And then others start to come in. Same thing, all the coins that are maybe a little less famous, those will pump next, and then the small cap coins, will pump last, is usually how it goes. And so making sure we're always investing into things that have use case. But yeah, also paying attention, like there's going to be a time of euphoria, and that's going to be the time to exit all markets. And I may tell you, and I may call it early too. I might be like, hey, at Bitcoin's at 150K, I'm like, hey guys, time to exit all the markets, and then it pumps up to 200K before it dumps. So that's usually how I get my trades in crypto. Is I never get the exact top, and I never buy the exact bottom, but I do extremely well. So it's all good. So anyway, yeah. So stay tuned, and on that note, guys, this is as this keeps moving forward, there's a lot of awesome stuff I mentioned that we're working on, and all the things are going to take time, but we've been gaining a lot of momentum in the background. So as this grows, as your money grows, and as your freedom grows over the next year to 2 years, you're paying attention, right? Remembering to always put yourself first. Don't put the charts before your health. Don't put the charts before your mindset, your well-being. Make sure that you're in a strong mental state, strong physical state even, before you're trading every single day, because that's what's going to allow you to be aware, to jump in on the opportunities. And when your frequency, your mindset, your feelings are aligned with abundance, then when you go in the charts, you're going to more actively be aligned with finding those opportunities that are aligned with abundance, because that's the frequency you hold. Whereas if you're over trading and you're having to, you're staying up way more hours than you should, you're not getting good sleep because you're so focused on the charts, you're gonna put yourself in a negative state and miss out. So just always put yourself, your health, your well-being first. Always. Yeah, we'll do well. Okay, anyways, what I was saying is, as you gain more freedom though, and that's how you'll do it, is by taking care of yourself and being ready to capitalize on these opportunities. We need more teammates. We need more people. Okay, always with everything we're building, and from developers to thought leaders to people who are good with trading and can teach others, teachers, to people who are good with connecting, making connections, also investors, all of it to build this decentralized economy, Atlantis, that we're building. It's going to take all of it. Where we're at right now is I've been working hard on the Ascended Trader 2.0, and that launch, the whole point of the Ascended Trader 2.0 is directly our focus. Our goal is to find those people who are ready to be teammates, and we're going to be looking more for people who have either some money in the bank, or if they have a job, they're making at least 6 figures, because we want people to be in a stronger place. These are going to be the leaders of this fund. So if you're here, you're on here. If you've already been in my coaching or course or whatever, continuously showing up, making sure that you're free, making sure that you're abundant, you have an opportunity also to participate in this. And so for us, it's those that are showing up really consistently, in the Discord group, or in the private Signal mentorship group. Either way, that's where we're paying the most attention. This is going to be guys, it's going to be so cool, everything we're doing. So yeah, how could you help right now? Make sure you're free. If you're free, if you have location freedom and you have time freedom, it doesn't take a lot in this world, so you don't need to have tons and tons and tons of money. Of course, we can always grow, but if you have 6 months expenses and you can make an income from trading, to me, and you are able to move around, go anywhere in the world at a moment's notice, even if you didn't want to, right? To me, that's the first level of freedom. So then let's go. If you're there, then let's chat. Let's talk. There's so many things that we can start working on. Start building with this fund, though. It's all decentralized. So where we're going to make the most money is when it exists and it's moving and it's pumping. Okay. So that for me is, I'm not going to create this as a company, because that would centralize it. I could say, hey, everyone, let's be business partners and create this together. But the problem with that is people who commits fraud, people commit fraud. And so let's make a system where fraud cannot even be committed, and that we all benefit from it. So, initially it's brainstorming that. How are we going to fund it? To me, I'm going to probably fund it by donation. Like I'm going to pay for it myself, or we'll figure out some cool ways to do that. But also the main thing is the team and everyone that gets behind this. So I know a few of you on here, you've been around since we first even started talking about Atlantis, when there's just an idea. And but yeah, we're in an awesome spot. We're really moving forward. So next steps are to gather the team. April 1st, it looks like Ascended Trader 2.0 will launch, and new branding, new logo, new website, new everything we've been working on. And this is once again the main focus, to find that team of people who are ready to change the world, who are free themselves or ready to get free themselves, to create that. And then we work together on really taking this to the highest levels. So yeah, hit me up. Let me know. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna go through maybe a couple forex charts briefly, even though crypto is my main focus. Obviously wide open for questions. I know I move fast, so if you guys have questions about anything I was just talking about, we got it. It wasn't too long ago, this risk to reward ratio, you couldn't change the color, and I realized you can change the color now. So it's a whole thing of me getting away from red and green. I changed mine to blue and pink. The pink is kind of close to red though, but it's a good way to disconnect. Okay, so here on GBP JPY, it's looking really good. Here's a 3-day chart. Here's a weekly chart. For me, this weekly, we got 2 days left. I want this weekly candle to close engulfing the previous weekly. If GBP JPY, this weekly chart, closes engulfing, then I for sure think this move is going to happen. Okay, on the 3-day, the 3-day chart looks most beautiful out of all of them. We came up really strong, and then we just have not been able to overtake the upward movement. Look at all those wicks. Look at all that buying pressure, just pushing it up. So we started to pump here. We've moved up this week, which is a good, strong sign. Even though it hasn't held all the way up yet, as long as this candle is engulfing also on the 3-day, I think it will match up. Main one I'm looking at though is the weekly, which we have a few days left for that. Okay, we go to the daily chart. Strong wicks all the way, bouncing off that bottom Bollinger Band. We have pumped. We tested the top of the previous downward movement, seen some resistance. So let's see what it looks like after 5 hours of this close today. Want to see more alignment there, but everything else aside from this candle, which we can't make a decision on yet, looks pretty good for upside. So 4 hour, yeah, want to wait. It's in an uptrend, close outside the bands a little bit. Looks like we could move up, but it's not ready to do it just this moment. So GBP JPY, I'm looking for buys, but waiting patiently. So USD JPY, yeah, I thought this was gonna go up really strong, but now I don't know anymore. Unless Japan starts printing a lot of money as well, following the US. Just price action is king. We can look at this daily chart, how strongly this candle is engulfing yesterday's candle. This one hasn't had any follow-up yet, but we are at a resistance level where we can see we saw support. Hold up real quick. I forgot I have a call scheduled, but with Zach, guys, you guys know Zach Halford. Boom. See if he'll hop on here for a little bit. Okay, so I'm moving on, moving forward. Anyways, let me just finish this. But on USD JPY engulfing daily, we're not having really much follow up. I still, just based off of the daily chart, could see some upside. Weekly chart not looking as good. If it's gonna bounce, it's got to bounce now. I want to see a lot stronger of an upward movement here on the weekly. Let me go into messages. Javier predicted it was going to go down. All good, all good. Thanks, Ant. I think you already hopped off, but blessings, bro. Appreciate you hopping on. We do have FOMC news later, which could shake up the USD pairs and the DXY. Yeah, probably good to be safe. I was mentioning that with Bitcoin. We were talking about that earlier, and I think that depending on what happens could cause a dip in crypto. So yeah, we'll see. I should delete this arrow now. I don't think that's happening anymore. But yeah, and with all it's crazy. All the money they're printing for US dollar. Euro USD is about to pump. So here on the weekly, this looks so juicy. Bounce off that moving average. Are you kidding me? That's going to new local highs. So let's measure this here. And Boom. That's the next. Let's see what's the next level. Next level I have is like right here. So here on Euro USD, if I were to just make a trade off of the weekly chart alone, if this is a good R&R, I'd totally be down. And it's nah, it's like one right on. So I might maybe wait for a dip there. But this one looks like it's gonna head up, which is makes sense. All right, moving on to gold. Gold, wow. Okay, we had a strong resistance level here in the 3-day. Let's go to the daily. Strong dip. But look at that 3-day candle, how that strong wick we had. So gold, I could see some it's actually a trend line that we have. We can connect this. Boom, from the last high, last two highs a bit. And strong resistance level. But once again, with all the inflation happening, I would expect gold to absolutely set it up higher, 3K plus. But notice how that level is right at that logical $2,000 level. So I actually mentioned that. If you guys remember, I always mention the logical levels. I can't remember though. I might have said it could go down lower, but it's been a bit. I just haven't been charting gold. I know Jacob on here probably has. So yes. Jake was saying, yeah, if they raise inflation rates again, I'll be looking for some gold shorts. Yeah, price action's looking pretty good for some sells here on the 4-hour, now below the moving average. We came down. We tested previous high, coming up, maybe retesting this level. And I think it could go down, which means that also Bitcoin could probably use a dip as well. But let's see, because once again, the inflation, the money's moving. So we don't know. We don't know. But anyways, Zach just texted me. Yeah, so how we feeling, guys? Does anyone have any questions, any comments? You want to share your charts? What you guys thinking? If nothing, that's all good. You guys know I can keep talking forever, or I just stop. Wow, polka dot. Oh my gosh, guys. We are going to make so much money. Oh, there is a price action or a pattern I want to show you actually that just comes to mind right now. Whoa, is that ice?
Mhm.
Nice. Dogecoin, if you guys are paying attention in the Discord last night.
What happened to that?
Posted a Dogecoin chart. And this looks so good. And here's why. When you see this, when something's come up all the way as high as it has, and then comes all the way down, it's down there for a while. You don't really know it's time to buy until you see something like this, a strong pump, and then a dump again. And that strong pump is just a test pump to tell you, hey, there's someone big bought and triggered a bunch of stop losses and stuff. And so Dogecoin will go to $1 plus. Like easily we'll hit at least $1 in the next probably 2 years. And I'm looking at the daily chart, but let's look at the weekly. The weekly, we just beautifully tested the bottom Bollinger Band. We're now starting to squeeze after this pump and close above the moving or the Bollinger Band. 2 closes outside. We came down and tested the very beginning of that candle. That is one of the most bullish signs, and we've held. That is one of the most bullish signals I've ever seen. So to me, Dogecoin any minute will start to fly as well. So I actually got into a Dogecoin trade just because the chart looks so good. So anyway, that's about it, guys. We flowed through some good charts today. Talked about the news, the FOMC with all that coming out. We did the math on Bitcoin, why it'll go to at least $2 million. Showed you how you can calculate it yourself. Looked at the fear and greed index, which says that, hey, a dip would be ideal, but let's see what happens. In crypto anyway. We went over a couple charts in forex, GBP JPY, USD JPY, Euro USD, and of course we're at Dogecoin now. So Dogecoin, what does it do? It's a meme coin, and I know I talk about all the time, like only invest into things that are giving value. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Invest only in things that are offering value. Dogecoin does not offer value. I'm not investing into Dogecoin. I'm just trading it because the chart looks good. So it's a big difference. Cool. Okay, well, last chance. Any questions, guys? comments, concerns? Looks like Zach might have hopped on, huh? Oh, nice. There he is. Look at those beautiful flowers behind him too. Looking good. Zach and I gonna hop on a call for a little while and heartstorm a bit. So no questions, no comments. Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time and your energy just being on here. Energy flows, and just know that it inspires me for certain things to talk about, just contributing your vision, right? Or your hearing to this. It adds so much to our collective energy. So thank you. And as always, if there's things that come up, you just let us know, and we're gonna keep moving forward. Things as always, it's getting better and better, and stay tuned. So okay, all the love, guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'll post the recording soon too. Peace.